Hello everyone, welcome to Psycho with Sam. Today I am going to discuss one PDF which I have prepared. I have listed down the top 10 chapters. You can see the top 10 chapters and all the topics in those chapters. I have made those 10 chapters the priority and उसमें जितने भी topics है book में, इग्नू के book में, वो सारे topics के exam ready answers I have prepared. And those answers are also like those topics are also in a decreasing order of importance. मतलब ये जो chapter number 5 है ये सबसे important है, that is why rank 1. And see, this is chapter number 5 and rank 1 means most important. and इसका जो पहला topic है ये सबसे important topic है, ठीक है. अब the next most important topic is this one. ऐसे करके 4 topics है. And then the next chapter, which is chapter 9, which is the second most important chapter. So this is how I have prepared this PDF. तो उन लोगों के लिए जिन्होंने कुछ नहीं पढ़ा है, including me, we are going to study only these topics. And इस PDF को अगर आपको चाहिए, if you want this PDF, then I'll put a number in the description. You can contact there on WhatsApp, and I'll send you the PDF. So the first chapter is Unit 5, Concept of Global Commons and Climate Change. The first topic is Concept of Global Commons. See, this is the definition. Global Commons are resource domains outside the national jurisdiction of any country to which all nations have legal access, governed through international cooperation for sustainable use. Basically, पहले हमें देखना है कि what are commons. So Susan J. Buck has defined commons using 2 attributes. One is exclusion and one is subtractability. Exclusion means एक entity को मतलब आप कितना differentiate कर सकते हो कि वो दूसरे लोग use ना कर पाए. Okay, so the ability to prevent others from using a resource is called exclusion. जैसे कि एक forest है तो उस forest में आप लोगों को अंदर जाने से रोक सकते हो क्या? आप नहीं रोक सकते. सो हम क्या बोलेंगे, उसका एक्सक्लूजन लो है. एक्सक्लूजन फैक्टर इज लो फॉर अ फॉरेस्ट. एंड सबट्रैक्टेबिलिटी मीन्स वन यूजर्स कंजम्पशन रिड्यूसेस अवेलेबिलिटी फॉर अदर्स. मतलब अगर मैंने यूज़ कर लिया तो अब बाकी लोगों के लिए कम बचा है वो, ठीक है. जैसे फॉरेस्ट का एग्जाम्पल ले लो. अगर हम ट्रीज़ को कट डाउन करेंगे तो अगर जितने हम ट्रीज़ कट कर रहे उतने ट्रीज़ कम होते जा रहे तो बाकी लोगों के लिए कम बचेगा रिसोर्स. So that is what it means here. So basically, common pool resources are the ones which have high subtractability and low exclusion. And commons are the resource domains or areas where common pool resources are found. Okay. Then what are global commons? International commons और global commons में difference क्या है? International commons are shared by more than one nation. ठीक है. जैसे कि Mediterranean Sea, it is shared by 2 nations. And ग्लोबल कॉमन्स इज अ रिसोर्स विच इज़ ओपन टू ऑल द नेशंस. ठीक है, सारे नेशंस यूज़ कर सकते हैं. जैसे एंटार्क्टिका हो गया, आउटर स्पेस, ऑल दीज आर ग्लोबल कॉमन्स. देन यू कैन रीड द एक्स्ट्रा पॉइंट्स. आई एम जस्ट एक्सप्लेनिंग द जिस्ट ऑफ द आंसर्स एंड यू कैन गो थ्रू द होल आंसर्स. और अगर आपको इन नोट से समझ में नहीं आए तो डू वन थिंग, यू कॉपी पेस्ट दिस होल आंसर इनटू ChatGPT and give this prompt that explain in concise and completely, so it won't miss any point and it would explain to you in easy language. Now, why do global commons matter? For rapid economic growth, extraction exceeding national, okay, fast depletion हो रहा है. So these are some points that we need to keep in mind. Global commons में rapid economic growth होता है ग्लोबल कॉमन्स की वजह से. एंड फास्ट डिप्लीशन होता है बिकॉज आप जितना यूज़ करोगे उतना वो डिप्लीट होता जा रहा है. एंड क्योंकि पॉपुलेशन बहुत हाई है, पॉपुलेशन ग्रोथ बहुत तेज़ी से हो रहा है तो इसीलिए और तेज़ी से डिप्लीट हो रहे हैं रिसोर्सेज. एंड जो रिसोर्सेज सबको अवेलेबल है वो तो और भी तेज़ी से डिप्लीट होंगे. सो द नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज़ क्लाइमेट चेंज. नाउ क्लाइमेट चेंज क्या है, ये डेफिनेशन है. इट रेफर्स टू लॉन्ग टर्म शिफ्ट्स इन वेदर पैटर्न्स caused by excessive greenhouse gas emissions, recognized as the most serious global problem of commons. ये आपको याद रखना है, ये लिखना है. अब climate change का जो meaning है, it was first given by UNFCCC यहाँ पे लिखा है, you can read it. It basically means to long term weather pattern changes, and long term means 30 plus years. Then why climate change is a problem of global commons? The atmosphere is a global common, right? It is accessible to everyone, and clean air is the resource. अब जो emissions होते हैं factories के, green house gases के and fossil fuel burning के, तो जो absorptive capacity है of the air, of the clean air, that reduces, ठीक है, because of subtractability. आप जितना मतलब contaminate करोगे उतना clean air की जो quantity है वो कम हो जाएगी. तो subtractability also says that, what does it say? See here, one user's consumption reduces availability for others. यहाँ पे consumption नहीं, यहाँ पे contamination की बात हो रही है. तो क्योंकि वो air contaminate हो रहा है तो उसकी जो available quantity है वो कम हो रही है. Then global governance of climate change. Governance of atmosphere is complex. It is outside national jurisdiction and conflicts with national sovereignty. So basically there is no body as such which governs climate change. ठीक है, it is a cooperation between all the countries. Okay, and Ostrom has given the IAD or Institutional Analysis and Development Framework. Just write these points. Okay, the 8 design principles for sustainable governance, sustainable commons governance, all these 8 principles. The next question is tragedy of commons and common heritage of mankind. Now tragedy of commons and common heritage of mankind, these are 2 legal concepts governing the discourse on global commons. Tragedy of commons is given by Garrett Hardin, and it says that it talks about the overuse of resources. ठीक है, हम जितना use करते हैं resources उतना मतलब वो deplete होता है, and also जो use कर रहा है that country or that institution is not concerned about the equitable distribution of the resource. उसको ये इस चीज़ से कोई फ़र्क नहीं पड़ता कि उसके negative impacts क्या होने वाले, ठीक है, क्योंकि that is going to be bared by everyone. Every country is going to bear the negative consequences. इसीलिए tragedy of commons says कि there is a human tendency to maximize short-term individual benefit and which leads to over-exploitation of shared resources. Example is overgrazing. जैसे pasture है, वो overgrazing के कारण उसकी जो nutritional value है वो कम हो जाती है. ठीक है, अब जो लोग कर रहे हैं overgrazing उनको उससे फ़र्क नहीं पड़ेगा. They will go to some other land and continue there. But वो जो resource है उस पे impact हो रहा है. Now the next legal concept is common heritage of mankind. और ये जो tragedy of commons है, this idea benefits the developed nations. क्योंकि इसका solution क्या है tragedy of commons का, कि हम privatization कर दें, हम resources को privatize कर दें, तो उससे क्या होगा, जो wealthy countries है, जो developed countries है, they would be able to control the resources to a large extent. ठीक है, because they have more money, more power and control. Now the next one is common heritage of mankind. This benefits the developing nations. How? Because it says that it talks about the shared ownership, benefits and responsibilities. ठीक है, कि सारे countries को responsible या accountable होना चाहिए for that resource and there should be shared benefits. तो इससे क्या होगा, developing countries को भी मतलब एक significant amount of control मिलेगा of that resource. The next question is Rio Declaration on Environment and Development. Now ये इसका background ये है. It was adopted at UNCED and it is also called the Earth Summit. These are the key principles. There are total 27 principles. These are the key ones. Unit 9, Role of Green and Converging Technologies in Health, Sanitation and Food Security. Now first, what is the meaning of green technology? The definition is given. These are environmentally sound methods and systems that conserve natural resources and minimize adverse human impacts on the environment. मतलब जिससे नेचर को सबसे कम नुकसान पहुंचता है, and which helps in sustainable development. Now the UN definition is given, Agenda 21 definition is given. UN definition में ये याद रखना, improves environmental performance. Agenda 21 में it is environmentally sound technology. Some interchangeable terms are clean energy, low carbon energy, climate smart technology, clean technology, low carbon technology, climate smart technology, etc. Converging technologies are the combination of new and old technologies. मतलब जैसे कि NBIC, nano technology, biotechnology, infotech and cognitive technology. So these are innovative solutions and are the combination of old and new technology. अब example है precision farming, जिसमें there is a use of mobile computing, sensors, genomics, which increases the productivity. Next is categories and characteristics of green technologies. Characteristics of green technology are high energy resource efficiency, low cost, non-generation of secondary pollutants, मतलब जैसे no photochemical smog, no smoke and all these, use of renewable energy and or materials, beneficial to human health and ecosystems. 4 categories are monitoring and assessment technology, जिसे आप ट्रैक करते हो pollution levels, resource depletion, environmental conditions. Prevention technology, which minimizes production of environmentally hazardous substances. Control technology, जिससे जो भी hazardous substances है उनको पहले आप treat करते हो so that it doesn't pollute the environment. रेमिडिएशन एंड रिस्टोरेशन टेक्नोलॉजी, जिससे एनवायरनमेंट में जो ऑलरेडी डैमेज हुआ है उसको इम्प्रूव करना. रोल ऑफ ग्रीन टेक्नोलॉजीज इन हेल्थ एंड सैनिटेशन. ग्रीन टेक्नोलॉजी तो बता दिया क्या है. एंड हेल्थ इम्पैक्ट्स, ये कुछ स्टैटिस्टिक्स है. 2.4 बिलियन पीपल लैक इम्प्रूव्ड सैनिटेशन. WHO says most negative health impacts results from air and water pollution. And air pollution is linked to these kind of problems. Green technology solutions for health. अब health के लिए देखो, wind, solar, hydroelectric systems, इसमें कोई air pollution नहीं होता है. solar और wind energy कोई water use नहीं करता है, जिससे कि water pollution नहीं होता है. And green chemicals, coconut and glycerin based, जो organic insecticides है, green detergents, ये सारी use होते हैं, जिससे नेचर को एंड ह्यूमंस को भी कोई खतरा नहीं रहता है. वाटर ट्रीटमेंट जस्ट लाइक सीवेज ट्रीटमेंट. ग्रीन टेक्नोलॉजी सॉल्यूशंस फॉर सैनिटेशन. अब सस्टेनेबल सैनिटेशन which is economically viable, socially acceptable, technically appropriate and protects the environment. That is called sustainable sanitation system. EcoSan is an example in South Africa, जिसमें waterless toilets होते हैं that converts human waste into dehydrated compostable material. Sewage treatment just like water treatment. And then green technologies and food security. अब फूड सिक्योरिटी के कुछ डायमेंशंस होते हैं, जैसे अवेलेबिलिटी, एक्सेस, यूटिलाइजेशन एंड स्टेबिलिटी. तो अवेलेबिलिटी के लिए ग्रीन टेक्नोलॉजी इन फूड प्रोडक्शन, दीज आर द पॉइंट्स. कॉम्बैटिंग बायोटिक एबायोटिक स्ट्रेसेस, लाइव स्टॉक प्रोडक्टिविटी, इम्प्रूविंग सॉइल फर्टिलिटी, मतलब जो अनाज है उसको प्रोड्यूस करने में जो बाधाएं है उसको कॉम्बैट करना. लार्ज स्केल नाइट्रोजन फिक्सेशन, बायोलॉजिकल फर्टिलाइजर्स इंस्टेड ऑफ केमिकल फर्टिलाइजर्स, हाइड्रो सोलर पावर्ड इरिगेशन पम्प, अफोर्डेबल रेनफॉल स्टोरेज सिस्टम्स. दीज आर द प्रोडक्शन स्टेज green technologies. Then green technology in food access and storage. Post-harvest loss technologies, storage, refrigeration, transport, processing, nanotechnology for crop preservation. genetically improved seeds. ग्रीन टेक्नोलॉजी इन फूड यूटिलाइजेशन, बायोफोर्टिफिकेशन, जिससे हम ब्रीड करते हैं माइक्रोन्यूट्रिएंट्स एंड विटामिन्स इनटू स्टेपल क्रॉप्स के अंदर हम ये विटामिन्स, न्यूट्रिएंट्स ये देते हैं, दैट इज़ बायोफोर्टिफिकेशन. मोस्ट सक्सेसफुल इज़ द ऑरेंज फ्लेश्ड स्वीट पोटैटो, इट्स एन एग्जाम्पल. Then environmental benefits of alternative resource use. It reduces carbon intensity and greenhouse gas emissions. Organic farming, integrated pest management, sustainable livestock farming, sustainable fisheries, aquaculture. ये सब points है. What are the environmental benefits of alternative resource use? Preserves biodiversity and traditional knowledge versus monoculture systems. जो ग्रीन रेवोल्यूशन था दैट एनहांस्ड मोनोकल्चर सिस्टम्स, जिससे क्या हुआ, एक ही टाइप के क्रॉप्स ज़्यादा प्रोड्यूस होने लगे एंड जो बायोडाइवर्सिटी है क्रॉप्स में वो कम हो गया. सो ग्रीन टेक्नोलॉजी कॉम्बैट्स दैट. एंड देन वाटर एफिशिएंट टेक्निक्स रिड्यूस पोल्यूशन, रन ऑफ फ्रॉम फर्टिलाइजर्स इनटू रिवर्स. द नेक्स्ट चैप्टर इज chapter 1, third most important chapter, meaning, nature and scope of sustainable development. So first, meaning, nature and concept. Sustainable development is the process of change that meets the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their own needs. And this was given by Brundtland Report in their publication Our Common Future. There are two key concepts in this. One is the concept of needs and next is the concept of limits imposed by technology. Three core elements: mutuality, that humans affect and are affected by the environment; sustainability, interactions must be sustainable; integration, interconnections among environment, society and economy. Next is nature of sustainable development. First is that it rejects the view that economic development is a necessity and environmental protection is luxury. Like, it discards this view that we can destroy the environment but development is necessary. Then World Bank's definition, output guide plus input guide. Like, it is given output, in the output guide it is mentioned how much resources we can use or should use for development, and in the output guide it tells about the wastes after production. Okay, and the input guide it tells about the regenerative capacity or the use of resources. Then international cooperation is essential, sustaining biodiversity, preventing pollution, establishing protection standards. Then scope of sustainable development. First is the social dimension. And the key sustainable development goals under the social dimension are SDG 1, no poverty. This comes in economic dimension also. SDG 2, zero hunger. SDG 3, good health. SDG 4, quality education. And 5, gender equality. Basically, it talks about a just, strong, healthy society. Then economic dimension. SDG 8, decent work. 10, reduced inequalities. 12, responsible consumption, and talks about circular economy where we reuse, reduce and recycle the waste, and it talks about responsible consumption and production and managing the natural resources. The next is environmental dimension. SDG 6, clean water. 7, clean energy. 13, climate action. 14, life below water. And 15, life on land. It talks about reducing greenhouse gas emissions and encouraging renewable energy and eco-friendly products and clean water and sanitation. Then institutional dimension. SDG 16, peace and justice. 17, partnerships. It talks about sustainable cities, the infrastructure and communities for which partnerships and international cooperation is required. Next question is principles and features of sustainable development. Under principles, we have these 7 principles: conservation of ecosystem, sustainable development of society, conservation of biodiversity, population control, conservation of human resources, in which we invest into human resources and make them efficient, which results in better environmental decision making, then citizens' participation, then international cooperation and coordination. Features for implementation are: it reduces greenhouse gas emissions, emphasizes eco-friendly practices, preserves natural resources while protecting natural habitats, and it contains the consumption rates and income and controls it from surpassing renewable production rates. So that's it for today. I won't be explaining anymore. If you want this PDF, then contact on the number given in the description. And whatever questions I've explained, just go through those and remember those points. And if you want to study more, then take the PDF and study it. All the best.